What's going on, everybody? I'm Justin, and welcome to Money's Funko Pops. Today, we're going to be sitting down and reviewing and unboxing the brand new wave of Avengers Endgame Funko Pops. So a few months ago, they announced this brand new wave of Avengers Endgame Pops, and I thought that they were all absolutely amazing. I actually did a reveal reaction video to that entire wave, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll make sure I link that in the description down below. And having these pops in person is just so surreal because they took so many iconic moments from Avengers Endgame and finally translated some things that I've been waiting for into pops. So this wave, I have almost every single one of them because they are all so great. Now, I'm not sure if I have to issue this spoiler warning, but spoilers for Avengers Endgame are very heavy with this wave of pops. So if for some reason you've lived under a rock and you haven't seen it, and I guess the pops over here to my side are spoiler enough for it, but here's your spoiler warning so I don't ruin anybody's day. So the first pop we have here is the brand new Captain Marvel. This is her appearance from the third act of the movie where she shows up in that final battle and helps save the day against Thanos' ship. This is probably the better looking of the two Captain Marvel pops for Avengers Endgame, as I personally prefer her with her short hair. Comparing her to a pop from the actual Captain Marvel line, there's no difference in her suit from Captain Marvel to Avengers Endgame. Here on the Avengers Endgame one, she's covered in her energy. I mean, her legs, her hands, I believe even her back has some flowing through her as well. So I think that this is just a very detailed pop. For me, this was an easy grab because I love Captain Marvel, and compared to her other molds where she has the long flowing hair, this is the only one where she has the short haircut. All right, we'll put Captain Marvel like right about there. All right. Next up here, we have Thanos in the garden. This is from the Avengers' first time teaming up with Captain Marvel, where they go to the garden to, as Steve Rogers says, get this son of a bitch. Having the Avengers go to space, find Thanos, and realize that the stones no longer exist was kind of a moment where everybody watching was like, oh God, what are they gonna do now? It was also kind of bittersweet seeing Thanos fall from being the crazy mad titan that he was in Infinity War, and then watching him fall down to be absolutely nothing more than a farmer. But that's the whole point. Thanos got what he wanted. He said he wanted to settle on a farm and watch a grateful universe, and that is exactly what he did. As the past Thanos says in the movie, that is destiny fulfilled. And 2018 Thanos did exactly that. He fulfilled his destiny. Now for the pop, I think it translated amazing into a figure. They have his sort of like burnt up face and his rotting flesh on the side of his head just look so great. Another very important detail is that the gauntlet has no stones. It is completely empty after he reduced them to atoms, and it is now welded into his skin. It's sort of fused with his skin, so now he has to wear that after he, snapped his fingers and got rid of half a life in the entire universe. So this pop is incredibly detailed heavy for being just such a simple scene from the movie. And as excited as I was for this new Avengers Endgame wave, I think the Thanos in the garden was probably towards the bottom of my hype list. It is cool. I love how they took such a specific and exciting scene from the movie, but in terms of excitement factor, it didn't really do much for me. I don't own any Thanos standard sized pops. I only have the 10-inch from Infinity War. So when I saw this thing at GameStop, I was like, you know what? I'm picking up the rest of these commons. I might as well grab him as well. Next up here, we have Korg in his gaming attire. This is from the scene where Korg is officially revealed to have not only survived the attack on the Asgardian ship at the end of Ragnarok, but that he also survived the snap at the end of Infinity War. Now, the assumption amongst the community is that Valkyrie took as many Asgardians as she could on a different ship to get away from Thanos' attack on the Asgardian ship, and that is how they all survived Thanos' initial attack from the end of Ragnarok. And a lot of people were wondering, where's Korg? Did he survive? Did he make it? So when Rocket and Hulk end up going to New Asgard to recruit the now fat Thor to rejoin the Avengers, revealing Korg, having him play Fortnite was just hysterical. And, everyone gets super excited about Korg. He stole Ragnarok. He was one of the funniest characters and had so many memorable lines. And even though he's only in Endgame for a very short amount of time, Translating him here into this pop was incredible, and this was a must-have for me because of how much I love Korg. One of the most interesting things about this Korg pop is that they actually airbrushed Moss onto the figure. And of course, what's better than having him in a tropical shirt and a pair of shorts? That's hysterical. Next, we're going to get into one of the best pops from this wave, and maybe even one of the best pops of this entire Endgame set. And that is Captain America with the Mjolnir jumping through the air with the little lightning coming off the base there. The MCC one came out back in, like, I want to say May or June, and although that was a hot ticket item and it sold for a whole bunch of money, in my opinion, this thing looks exponentially better than the MCC one, and I actually sold my MCC one so I could purchase some more commons from this set. This thing is just amazing. This Captain America pop is one of the best pops from the Avengers Endgame set, in my opinion. He's leaping through the air and he has lightning coming off of the base, coming off of his arms, coming off of the hammer. I mean, this is just such a detailed centric pop, and it is a common, for God's sakes. I mean, it's a common pop and it looks this good. This is just so amazing. I'm a sucker for when they take a character that has some sort of lightning or fire or smoke and they use that to put it on the base. I think that is a classy move, and truthfully, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line we get a glow-in-the-dark variant of this. I think my one complaint about it, if I had to nitpick, was that it doesn't glow in the dark. Like, they did a common Rick and Morty pop that glows in the dark. There's a couple Fortnite commons that glow in the dark, so there was no reason for them not to do this with the glow finish, but nonetheless, I'm super excited for it. That's just a little nitpick because I feel like I should find something wrong and not be completely biased, but this is one of my favorite pops of the year, and it may or may not be showing up on my top 10 list, so make sure you keep an eye out for that sometime this year. This next pop is my favorite out of this entire set, and if you thought that I just gassed up Captain America, get ready for me to gas up this Iron Spider with the Stark Gauntlet in kill mode. I mean, I'm just looking at this thing. Every time I look at it, I have to stop and I have to actually soak up all the detail and just kind of take in that this is a real Funko licensed product, and I finally have it here in my collection. So here's the thing about this new wave of Endgame pops. There was a leak maybe about 2 or 3 weeks before these were officially announced with some concept art for it, and personally I thought that it was too good to be true. I thought that this wave felt way too fan servicey, and it didn't feel like something that Funko would actually produce. And here we are a few months later, and it still feels too good to be true. Having all of these pops in hand is just so surreal, and this thing is just amazing. I mean, having the Iron Spider in kill mode, holding the Stark Gauntlet. I mean, it's Spider-Man carrying all 6 Infinity Stones. I mean, that is just such an awesome moment from that final battle. You have the ceremonial passing of the gauntlet from Hawkeye to Black Panther to Captain Marvel to Spider-Man. You have this just transition from the older heroes to the new ones, and it's so symbolic. And out of all of the characters who held the gauntlet in this final battle, if any of them deserved to get a pop, it just felt right for it to be Spider-Man, and I'm glad to finally have this thing. I mean, where do you want me to begin here? Spider-Man is in this leaping pose. He's wearing his Iron Spider suit from Infinity War that Stark gives him in the beginning of that movie. He has activated instant kill mode, which was a callback to Spider-Man Homecoming, and he has his arms sticking out of the back of him as well. And of course, he is holding the Stark Gauntlet. He has all 6 Infinity Stones in hand. He's carrying it away from Thanos' army. And it just looks so nice, guys. I love this thing. And I'm actually going to take it out of the box for the first time here on camera because I can't wait to take it out in a few minutes and do pictures of it. This Iron Spider pop is most definitely going to be showing up on my top 10 list of pops this year. I know I said Captain America is a contender, but Spider-Man will absolutely show up on there somewhere. This is, I can't recommend this pop enough to any Marvel fan, any Endgame fan. If you're going to get any Avengers Endgame pops, this is the wave to get them. Between Captain Marvel, Captain America, I mean, Korg, Spider-Man, I mean, this was such a huge hitting wave with so many amazing pops and so many amazing details, guys. This is an awesome wave. And make sure you guys let me know down below in the comments which Avengers Endgame pop is your favorite. Is it one that I showed off? Is it one over here in the background? Make sure you let me know down below which one it is and why. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will see you soon. What's up, guys? Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more content that I post here to the channel. Down below me, there are 2 different videos. You have my suggestion, which is the video that I suggest you watch, or you can click next video, which will take you to a video very similar to the one that you just watched. So thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you soon.